We're live. They should be able to see us and hear us, etc. I've been trying to think of like a clever way to like start our streams, like something with like I don't know, gagging or whatever, but it just doesn't really ever work out properly. But hi, welcome to Alien. We're playing and continuing our campaign that we've been working on for a little while now. This is episode 15. We're up to. We're in our second crew. Who knows how long they're gonna last? Probably not very long. We'll see. Yeah, let's just dive right into introductions so we can get as much playtime in tonight as possible. So let's do some quick intros. Say who you are. Say what you're playing and what you're plugging, and around we go. Starting with Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing a kid named Chet. He's a fun little bastard who now has hidden stash, so he just randomly finds things, and that's great. And then sometimes Matt and I and our buddy Ked talk about comic stuff on Plewdcast, PLEWD.
Perfect. I think the new name of the campaign is the hentai story because there's a lot of tentacles. Yeah. It's drawing
tentacles
in
and bulges.
It seems to be drawing in viewers. Who knew? If you sex up the alien campaign, you get more people. Who knew?
Now we just need to turn it into alien furries, and you will be rolling in the money.
All right, I'm taking another note. All right.
Gross.
And have fun following that. Adam, who are you? Who you played?
Hi, my name's Adam Rose, and I would like to promote furry aliens. I think that's should definitely buy stock in it, even though I'm not a financial advisor.
Yeah.
Anyways, no,
It's a good idea.
I'm playing Rook, the captain of this ship, and he's someone who was in the military. Maybe didn't do very much, didn't go very far, and then they just kind of put him here in charge of this science vessel, hoping that maybe he wouldn't fuck up, but we'll see. So yeah.
All right, very nice. Moving along, Melissa, who are you and who are you playing?
I'm Melissa with Adventures in Lollygagging. You can catch us here every other Monday. On alternate Mondays, you can find us on Philly Publishing playing things from the Flood. And also Friday nights here, we have an ongoing Delta Green campaign, doing Impossible Landscapes. Tonight, I am playing Draws. She is the pilot. She is reckless, and she spent her experience points in command because if her ATV mate says one more time that she only likes seeing dead people and not going investigating things, I now have a skill to try to command her to go be more brave and do something, because that fits with my personal agenda. So it all ties together. There's reasons for everything.
That's a good idea. I didn't even think about it that way. All right, moving down to the bottom row, Jen.
Hey everybody, it's Jen. I have a Twitch channel called Pixel Prowler where I do some video game streaming with the Grim Imperialist crew. Well, some of them anyway. And tonight I am continuing my escapades as the scientist, known as Erica Bone Stewart, who's not afraid of anything if it's dead.
If it's dead. So all I have to do is just bring everything back from the dead, and it'll be fine. It'll be like,
Snap.
yeah. There's undead, right?
Snap.
Yeah. I know, something.
Meat puppets.
Meat puppets. Oh, there's a band. Okay, moving on. We should talk about music. Jen and I will start singing Celine Dion, and Matt will walk away. And speaking of Matt, he's the one making the face in the middle. So go ahead.
Yeah, the cringy face. I had to listen to these two sing Celine Dion for the last 15 minutes before it went live. It was terrible.
Had to, or
had
were
to.
fortunate enough to, I feel like.
Had to.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Matt. You can find me on the Free League channel a whole bunch this week. Tomorrow night we have Ruins of Simbaroom 5e, which is currently a Kickstarter. Evan's going to be running that, and Chuck and I are going to be playing in it tomorrow night on the Free League Publishing channel at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then I have my regular ongoing Forbidden Lands game there on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time.
All right.
And I am playing Sergeant Danny Hobart, who is trying to keep this crew alive. But Captain Rook is not making it easy.
I feel like
I do declare.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I was waiting for that. I'm like, I thought we had a rule that every time you talk, I do declare has to
I
proceed.
do declare.
Everything you say.
Let the chicken
I
peek
do
through.
declare. Southern and more southern. Oh, it's fantastic. And last but not least, we got Chuck. Hi, Chuck.
That's me. Hi, I'm Chuck, Defenders of Kobold. We do stuff and things. You can find us on the internet in places. I am playing Dr. Buckland, our reckless and fantastic scientist, who is the yin to Dr. Bones's yangs. But she's super careful. I'm like, hey, let's poke this strange alien artifact with a stick. And I do remember my talent, my experience I spent on analysis, which gives me advantage on analyzing alien type shit. And I do,
Just the shit, though.
yeah. I do want to reference because I realized I'm not smoking my pipe at the moment. I will later, but what I am smoking looks like a joint, and I assure you it's not. It's just coffee flavored cigarillos. So for those hooligans out there, I just want you to know I'm not among your group. Please don't DM me about fat spliffs or whatever you crazy stoners talk about nowadays. That's all
Sounds
I
so
got.
old right now. Oh, fantastic. All right.
Whatever you youngins talk about these days.
Right.
You youngins.
You youngins.
Okay. So, let's do a quick summary. You all are members of a Weyland-Yutani science vessel who have been sent to a remote, not yet charted moon called 987-F. And it is a one of many moons around a very large gas giant. And you're sent here because an advanced survey team for a mining operation that's associated with Weyland-Yutani came across some interesting radiation signals and also a strange growth of vegetation. And you were sent here to investigate further because there is currently a claim dispute between Weyland-Yutani and its primary rival, the Sol Bionationale, over who is going to gain ownership and control of the system. And Weyland-Yutani wants to know if this is the type of place that has more hidden value than we realize. And that's your job to sort of figure out. When you all got here, you were not able to find that advanced survey team. Their camp was completely abandoned, with no clear signs of where they might have gone. Their shuttle that they had been using to scout the planet was missing, and there's no signal of where that actually is. And there was also a camp already set up for Bionationale as well, and they all kind of flanking this central jungle-y area. And you started to explore a bit. You went over to the Bionational camp, found that was empty. You've seen people moving around here and there. You've heard some things. At one point, Bones and Jaws saw like an ATV drop off a human being right on the edge of this jungle and abandoned them. The being was dead. You've also found a root that seems to be ambulatory, reacting to the various stimuli. At one point, Sergeant Hobart shot up a greenhouse with some writhing dirt because of what might be inside. You've heard reports of like worms and swarms of bugs and apparently a large predator that may be moving about inside of the jungle. When you went over to the Bionational camp, you also found it empty. You found a bunch of weird graffiti there, like these kind of symbols that are being scratched or scrawled into various places. Some strange like edifice shrine type setup with a some kind of substance, some sort of plasteel type substance that didn't seem immediately familiar to you all, that was kind of set up within that camp. Their ship was empty. And as you were exploring the ship, you went and got into some logs, read about the captain. There's a captain by the name of Omar Buchanan, and he was describing a variety of things. Apparently they did an expedition into the jungle. They lost a person. They were found some kind of crater or sinkhole at the center of the jungle that they were planning to go down and explore because the roots were kind of coming up out of it. And there's no additional information than that. There's started to be some reports about infighting amongst the crew, and as you were exploring the ship, you found first a survivor, the first person you've really seen, but they were in in one of these cryo chambers, asleep. But they looked infected with something. Their skin was sort of semi-translucent. There was all sorts of signs of some kind of agent going through them. And then you also found in the living quarters, you found a bulge, a ceiling panel bulging out from the others, and it fell. And as you looked up into the vent, you saw a person, and then suddenly these roots just fell down from their torso. A couple feet down, and that's where we're going to end up, because it looks like they were dead and like roots had exploded out from their chest. And so I think that covers basically everything. So let's go ahead and start right there. You already took your stress. All of you are here. You now currently see coming down from the ceiling, the roots are several feet long, enough so that it looks like they were resting on top of that panel. And that was causing the weight, the bulge, to kind of push down into the room. And then now that it's gone, those roots have fallen. Some of them are getting caught up on the top bunk of a bed. Others are dangling down off to the side. But there looks to be about 6 or 7 of these roots. The body hasn't fallen, but the roots have. What would you like to do?
We're still in our suits, right?
As far as I'm aware, I believe all of you are.
Okay, that's good.
Oh,
All right,
the other
everybody.
thing is your dropship was stolen.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
All right, everybody, back up out of this room.
We comply.
Yep. Okay.
Let's give it a little poke first.
Do you want to end up like him or her?
Are they in a suit?
It doesn't look
the
to
body.
be.
Well, I'll be fine. I'm protected from contamination. I don't want to touch it. I just, maybe a little. Just want to get it up close and give it a real quick look.
We have a door we can always close behind if we need to.
Okay. All right.
All right. Yeah.
So you
Do
step
you have
forward.
do you have some sort of poking implement?
Actually, I'll tell you what. For now, until we get a better idea, I'm just going to move up and I'm going to take some pictures of it. See if I can suss anything out by studying those photos later.
Okay. Do you go for like the Tarantino angles and get up underneath?
Oh
it
yeah.
and
Oh
everything?
yeah. Get under there.
Okay.
Extra pictures of the feet, just like Tarantino.
Oh god. Okay. So you do as best you can. You do notice that there is kind of slight, ever so slight movement by these roots that are drooping down.
So they're twitching a little or something.
Yeah, there's like, and it's not just gravity anymore. They're not just like, they're kind of moving against what seems to be kind of gravity. They're not like reaching. They're not all reaching out for you, but you kind of get the sense. I'll give as a scientist, you would probably get the sense that they're kind of almost like they're searching for something, and you see a few of them are kind of messing around with like a pillow, and they're kind of sliding that around a bit.
How long is a turn in this game? I don't remember.
10 minutes.
Okay. I'll come back to that then. I'll want to study it a little bit longer because I have a new, that analysis. If I study it for a turn and do well, I get to ask you all sorts of questions.
Sure. Okay. So
So-
are you looking to do that now?
No, not right now.
Okay.
We got more important things at the moment. So yeah, I'll fall back, following the captain's orders.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Who all's here around? Is everyone here?
Everyone reunited before the end. Yeah.
Listen, we need to make sure that there's nothing else on this ship at all, because this may be our only chance of going back home for a while.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
you see,
if they
if
took our
Jaws,
drop ship.
if Jaws was up there, then I'd trust her to come down here, but I don't know anyone else up there that I trust to come down here with the whole ship. So, got a couple options, but I want to make sure that we are in a secure environment before we start discussing these options. So, Hobarth, You'll take one team, I'll take the other. Holworth, why don't you take Adam's having a moment here, not the character.
Do
sorry.
declare, who is Hoboth? My name is Hobart.
Yeah, exactly. Adam's having the moment here because why don't you take Chet and Bones with you? I'll take Jaws and my dear friend. Why am I not remembering anybody's character name?
Dr. Buckland.
Dr. Buckland
Dr. Buckland.
with me. And we'll make sure that the ship is clear. We'll meet back up on the bridge.
Bones, boy, let's go.
Okay. So you're basically splitting up into two and doing a full sweep of the ship. Okay, that's going to take some time. I'll say each group, whoever's got the best observation in each group should roll an observation test.
My observation will be a 7.
Guessing it's Chet for us.
Yeah, I can't re-roll, but I've got a good base chance.
Okay.
I've only got 4.
Oh,
I've got
yeah.
8.
Got 3.
Okay.
I got a success.
All right.
I've got 10, but she could re-roll.
So it's either Chet or Bones in the other group. Okay.
Oof.
Push.
Oh, I'm pushing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Okay. All right. So the two groups, they split up. They go in different directions. And let's see. Buckland, you got 1 success. Was that correct?
Correct.
Were you satisfied with that, or did you want to push for more?
You know, I was going to say satisfied, but you asked, so now I'm going to go ahead and push.
Okay. Excellent.
Okay, I get a roll stress. I got 2 successes.
Go ahead and roll your stress.
Oh God, I have to see cover.
Okay. So
I'm gonna look under this table over here.
Excuse me, I
Look
need
at
to
it real
investigate
close.
this floor tile under this table. I think I see some strange alien compound, perhaps protein based.
Buckland. So Buckland, who's with you?
Captain and Jaws.
Okay. So Jaws, Rook, Buckland. You all begin searching around. We'll say you all head towards the bridge, search the top levels, go to kind of the mid-level, continue the search like through a few of the other rooms on this sort of mid-level, whereas the other group probably goes down and looks at kind of cargo and everything, which, while only a few rooms, are incredibly large. So the rest of them go down. So you guys are looking through some of the other labs, the medical lab. And then when you go in to the medical lab, you, as you're taking a look, you notice that there's a series of drawers, much like a morgue setup. And you start pulling them out one by one, just kind of peeking in really quick. You notice that there is a body in one of them. And you also, as you're continuing to look around, you kind of go into this little office area and start trying to get the main console to work of what probably was the chief medical officer. As you're sitting there messing around at the table, at their console, you suddenly kind of hear like a grumbling of a noise, Buckland, like a little, like almost like the sounds of metal kind of expanding, and suddenly a panel right behind you just falls over. And you look back, and you can see that inside of the panel of this room, there's these thick, maybe about 6 to 7 inches in circumference, roots that are moving and nesting through this particular room, and you can see that something slithers around, and this large chunk of this root just rips out and slams right down on the console next to you. You freak out and you go running and diving for cover somewhere, screaming. Jaws, Rook, you're nearby enough to hear kind of a commotion, and when you look back to where Buckland was, you don't see him anymore. but you do see that something has kind of collapsed onto the console that he was just working on.
I'm gonna look around for some type of like implement. Like I don't necessarily want to shoot my gun at it, but is there some sort of like a medical tray or something that I could just kind of pick up and kind of
Sure.
hit this thing with?
Yeah. It
Yeah,
looked
I'm
like
gonna
it looks like it's just sort of laying there almost limply.
I'm gonna draw my gun now.
Okay. Yeah, you draw the gun out. As you walk out and you're gonna hit it, Jaws. Is that what you said?
Well, I'm picking it up, ready to kind of flatten it if need be. So
Okay.
I'm kind of watching it as I get closer.
So when you go into the room, you can see that it's just kind of laying relatively flat, extending outward from the wall. When you look inside that wall space now, where the panel came off, there's a few other of these like long roots of various shapes. But this one just seems to be here, and much like what you just saw in the living quarters, it's kind of moving, and it looks like it almost reacts a little bit to the two of you walking in, but it doesn't seem like it has like a great deal of mobility to it. Like it's not super agile. But it seems to kind of suddenly just turn in your direction when the two of you walk in.
But this piece that's kind of flopped down is connected to
It's coming out of the wall.
Yeah. Okay.
And you don't see Buckland anywhere.
Hiding.
All right. That shit seems sentient to you.
And so I'm just gonna kind of do the little thing where like move a little bit over here and then move a little bit over here and see if like it.
Mm-hmm. And it does actually.
Adjust
You
at all.
can see that it does just sort of like shift around with the movement, ever so slightly.
It has senses. I'm not so sure about sentient, but it definitely has senses.
All right. All right, let's back out of here.
Doc?
Ah,
Doc?
You hear him eventually. Where would you have hid?
well, we were in a med bay. There was, the we're in the morgue, was it?
Yeah, you're in like it's a medical bay. There's a morgue area, we'll say.
I would have dived underneath an observation table, one with like the the little little tablecloth over it. I would be hiding there underneath the tablecloth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was investigating my deep regret for not wearing my brown lab coat today.
Well, if you have recovered, maybe we want to take a look at this a little closer. I think we have plenty of poking implements here if you would like, or cutting if you want to just dissect it from the rest.
Okay. No, I don't want to, because I already have a theory on this. And this looks identical to the one that was sprouting out of the body above, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Also, I remember hearing the reports, and like our dear friend Sergeant Hobart talks of little worms. What if the little worms are just more of these roots that haven't grown as much, and we're not dealing with a plant-based organism, but some kind of like hive fungal growth or something of the sort? I think we should not touch it for now, because until we know what we're dealing with, it could give us a defensive reaction. And I don't know if you've noticed, but it seems to go through the entire ship. A defensive reaction from an organism that large would squish the fuck out of us.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to
That's
take this
true.
ship.
Do you have any antifungal suggestions, perhaps? Because it's great and all to know that little worms make this big shit. But now I would like to know how to get rid of the big shit, because we might need the shit.
Chemical components, yeah, we could create something or synthesize something, but I really feel that in a situation like this, our most effective solution would be just lots of fire. We should see if they have any kind of, flame, fiery weapons on board.
Okay, so let's switch over to the other group, who's down in the kind of exploring the different kind of cargo bay areas where things are loaded up. or I should say, there's some stuff that's been unloaded. You can tell that there's much of what you saw when you're outside, like the greenhouse and some of the other components were brought out here. You remember seeing that there was the greenhouse area, there was like a kind of an outdoor lab, and then there was what looked like a specimen, like a large specimen container that hadn't yet been fully put together yet. As you're wandering around the cargo area, you do notice that there is a ATV that it's Bones, right? Yeah, Bones is there. Bones, you notice the ATV that seems to be parked in one of the cargo wings. It looks exactly like the vehicle you saw with Jaws drop off a body near the edge of the jungle. So it has the same color, same paint scheme, same size, everything.
Well, I'm not someone who's real into cars, but this vehicle looks a little bit too similar to one we saw earlier. And radio to Jaws. Hey, Jaws! I think I found the vehicle. Well, one that looks like it. Remember that person who got dropped off?
Yes, I do.
Well, this looks like it's twin vehicle, so to speak.
And it's at that point that you hear through the line Buckland scream, and there's a smash, and then Jaws goes to handle whatever was going on.
Yeah, sounds like they're having fun.
What the hell is going on over there?
No response.
Well, that's good. That is a good sign. Okay, sir, do you want me to reconnoiter the suspicious vehicle?
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay.
I'll cover you, Chet.
Nice.
You wander up, Chet, to the vehicle, and you
Dude,
notice.
I'm a ninja sign.
Okay.
You're doing the Naruto run over there.
You notice, first of all, that there's space in the cargo area for 3 of these vehicles. Only one seems to be here. You notice in the back, because you're approaching and you can see the back, it's almost like a truck bed in the back. There's all sorts of gear that seems to have been loaded up. And as you start slowly moving around towards the front, you see that there is somebody sitting in the driver's seat. But they don't look to be alive. You can see that their entire, their face has been ripped, the skin has been ripped away, and you see, only thing you really see is signs of the bone structure underneath, and really sort of fine fibers and tissue, but most of it is just the bone structure itself, and much of the clothes have been ripped through as well.
Just doing ridiculous
What is
motion.
that? What do you got there, boy?
Oh, something just tore his face off.
What torn off? What tarnation are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't see many face terrors.
So Hobart and then Bones, when you two see this, you can go ahead and take a point of stress.
But I was prepared for it. The boy told me.
It's not so much the surprise; it's just the hideous sort of display of it. It's more of just the sheer flaying of an individual is not probably the most common thing in the world.
Sweet Jesus! Take a look at this, Doctor.
It's Nick Cage.
Yes, he is quite dead.
Does that look like something that doesn't... I mean, I'm no doctor, but is that something that an animal would do? Or is that that's weird, right? The way that his face came off? Look at this part here. The part that just kind of flaps up and down.
He looks very reminiscent to the one we found with the big bulge. Do you remember him?
What's he wearing?
Oh, maybe the bugs ate his face off. That totally makes sense.
Looks like he's wearing kind of a bluish set of coveralls, but they've been ripped through. So a lot of them have just been torn through. But some enough is sticking there to suggest it. You even see like the Bionational logo on one of the shoulders is still kind of intact.
How old or fresh does his body appear?
It reeks when you get pretty close. You can tell that it's absolutely terrible smell. How about you roll? Go ahead and roll medical aid or survival. One of the whatever you prefer. If you want to kind of do sort of a general guess of how long you think it's been dead for. You would probably peg this at least, at least several days, maybe a week.
Interesting.
Without, you could probably get a more specific if you actually did a proper autopsy, but you would say several days at least.
Any sign of these plants or vines or anything like that around him as I kind of observe and dig in and examine the body?
Go if you want to search the area in the ATV. Go ahead and roll observation, and all three of you, if you want to do it, can go ahead and roll it.
Yeah, because I'm curious, like what they were loading up.
Oh
May
my
just be random kids.
gosh, Jen.
I'm very observant.
Jeez. I'm surprised Chet has stopped with the like skin flap. This is weird, right? This like what I can do with this? Is that supposed to do this, right?
If it was bugs, maybe there's some eggs inside.
Okay, so that's a lot of successes. Couple things. You'll notice that in the ATV itself, most of the gear that you start going through looks to be climbing gear. So there's there's harnesses, there's like pitons, there's various support cables. Cool. There's a winch as well that seems to have been kind of tied on to, or not tied on, but bolted onto the back of this ATV. And there's like a series of, it looks like hiking boots, things like that, all kind of set up. So tons and tons of climbing gear. You also do notice that there is a flamethrower that has been set up in the back as well. You look at the canister, it's mostly full. It looks like it hasn't, doesn't look like it's been fired recently, but yeah, there's a flamethrower back here. And in the front, you notice that there are a couple, you don't notice any of these roots or anything like that. But you do notice with those successes, you do notice a couple very small dead bugs that seem to be on the seat and on the floor near the body. And then one final thing is there appear to be petals that have from a flower on the boot on the underside of this person, as if kind of got caught up in the rugged soles of their hiking boot.
I guess I'll take the dead bugs and a little bit of the petals and put them in different little containers.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that's they mentioned something where they were coming from an area further into the vegetation. Maybe we should be on the lookout for those and know that means danger.
And then the last thing I'll give you, because there's 5 successes for Bones. Bones, you notice hanging from the ceiling of the cargo bay, we'll say it's a very high ceiling, but halfway up there is like a second floor, almost like a second balcony area where it looks like some other things are stored, and you see hanging from the underside of the balcony, you see a series of kind of fluted brown, almost kind of purplish brown buildups of some kind of
It's not dirt.
I'm just gonna point at it and not say anything.
It's the poop. It's the poop from Dr. Buckland. The floor above.
And speaking of Dr. Buckland, we'll shift back over to the other group then. We see Buckland. Suddenly he's doing the wax on, wax off, cleaning up the poop that is underneath. It's clearly somebody else's. But yeah, the three of you, we're back to this. Buckland has just climbed out from underneath. What are the three of you doing?
What'd you find under there, Buckland?
There was nothing underneath there. Nothing worth checking out currently. Yes.
I think there's any other places that we need to go in order before we need to rendezvous with the rest of the crew.
Just a thorough sweep of our territory would be fine. Maybe if we could see if this place has an armory of some form, or if not, some kind of like aerosol flammable item that we could use as an improv flamethrower.
Yeah, I can get behind that. All right.
Is there anything in this room that's like, are the drawers like refrigerated, frozen?
Yeah, the kind of the morgue drawers where you found there's one dead body in one of them. All the rest of them are empty, but there's the one dead body, but they were refrigerated. Yeah.
We should take a look at that body.
Yeah, what I want to do is I want to stick this tray that I've been holding, since we decided not to flatten this thing. I want to stick the tray in one of the freezers for a little bit, and I want to see if it reacts to a cold something moving towards it.
Heat activated, that's a good idea.
I'm gonna just kind of leave it sitting in the freezer for a little bit while Dr. Buckland does his thing.
Okay, fair enough. So, Dr. Buckland, what is your thing?
I'm gonna go check that body out.
All right.
Unzip the bag, see if I see any of those signs of infection.
Okay, so immediately you don't see any signs of infection. You don't see like the skin, like the skin change, like it's paled for sure, but it's
right.
That's kind of obvious. But like you don't see the same kind of like almost gray, kind of blue purplish discoloration that you've seen in the woman that's in the cryo chamber.
Okay.
Roll either an observation or a medical aid if you want to kind of do a more thorough assessment. And then how much time do you want to spend on this?
Maybe a minute, not long.
Okay.
Just a quick glance over to see if I see anything blatantly obvious.
Yeah.
After our rendezvous. Oh, goddamn.
Oh, geez, you guys are crushing observation rolls. All right, so the first thing I would say, it seems pretty clear what the cause of death is. There are several stab wounds to the chest.
Oh.
Yeah.
That will do it.
Numerous stab wounds. And even though you only spent a minute, you did roll 5 successes, so I feel obligated to give you something a little bit more than that. You notice that there seems to be a peculiar discoloration within the wounds themselves. Like when you kind of peek into, and it is torn up. Like there's got to be a dozen stab wounds at least, and you can see that there's like a discoloration somewhere inside. There looks to be a substance inside those wounds. You would need to spend more time. Like if you were to spend like an hour or something like that and actually proper break it open, you would probably be able to learn more.
Okay, that's fine. I can come back to that. We'll close it up. Well, cause of death was murder.
Murder by
something stabbed this person in the chest many times. There seems to be some strange compound inside the wounds, but I won't be able to get a better read on it until I take some more time to do a proper autopsy.
Do we think the compound came from the plants, or?
Well, I do remember you telling me that there was that person you saw out there who was impaled. What if my initial, idea is that these plants attacked this person and killed them? Didn't the reports we read say that someone in the jungle expedition did die?
There was a person by the name of Turner who they turned around at one point and they just weren't there.
And they were gone.
They were just gone.
Okay, so that's not them. Okay. Anyway, either someone infected attacked them and shared the infection. Maybe the cold is slowing the growth of it. I don't know. We'll have to spend more time on this later, but I
We
don't want to
should
delay
study it.
us.
Do we have a name? Was there like a name on the body?
No,
somewhere?
the body's been stripped.
For now, their name is Nakey McNackerson.
Oh my gosh. That's exactly what it is. It is a male though. I would say late 30s, early 40s.
Okay. Yes, I could tell it is male. It has a bulge.
No, he was smooth like Ken.
I'm waiting for a tray to cool down, so if you wanted to take some samples, I want to test a theory.
I'm going to need a good hour or two to dig into this properly.
Okay.
Yes, it'll take some time.
I'm gonna grab my tray out of the freezer.
Okay. Rook, what have you been doing this whole while?
I'm just kind of watching them and keeping an eye out of the doorway and, just like looking further down the hallway, just making sure that nothing's coming up on us.
Okay. Yeah.
'Cause we still haven't explored this entire ship.
That's true. Also, Captain, you should radio Hobart and maybe recommend no aggressive actions against these plant growths unless it's absolutely required, just because we don't know how big of a reaction that could spawn.
All right. Hey, Captain Hobart. Sergeant Hobart.
Oh, you get my name wrong. You get my rank wrong. What is going on, Rook?
Listen here. I'm going to need you to not take any aggression towards these plants, if you want to call them plants. Dr. Buckland has come to the observation that they may become extra aggressive.
Well, the boys already found a flamethrower and shut up some of these plants.
Now, is that your idea of a joke?
No, sir.
It's plant adjacent. I haven't actually burned anything yet.
Shh, quiet, Chet.
All right. Just make sure that it is an absolute last resort.
Well,
This mission ain't no dog hunt.
what are we supposed to do with the things on the ceiling? Have you
Are
seen
they-
things on the ceiling where you are?
I look up.
No, you don't see anything.
No, I don't see anything. Are they like the roots?
No.
It's if she's seeing lights.
Weird.
Is it just the lights that she's seeing?
It's just the
No.
flesh-eating bugs. It's no big deal. I mean, it is a big deal.
The
All right.
Globius
Listen here, everybody.
stuff.
We need to finish this sweep to make sure that there's no one else on the ship here. And then we can start trying to figure out what this is. With us separated, we're a lot more liable to be taken out. So I'm gonna need you to finish your sweep. We'll finish ours as soon as we can. We'll meet
Take
back up in
lots
the
of
bridge and we'll
pictures and
discuss
share them.
we'll discuss this.
Okay.
Do like a selfie with the hive behind me up above the ceiling.
I would normally ask if there were any issues with this, but I'm going to go ahead and use the O word. That's a fucking order. Let's get this done. Everyone.
Oh boy. So what does the group in the cargo bay do? Hearing Rook say that.
Take a picture.
Okay.
Cheers. Definitely grabbing some rope. You always need rope. Climbing gear is awesome.
Yeah. Let's stock up on that.
Okay. All right.
And
and-
theoretically, we could take the vehicle, right? Commandeer it.
Yeah.
Chet, if you want to touch this person and get them out.
You want to move them? Okay.
Sure.
As you drag them,
Gently.
as you drag them out,
Gently. Oh, fuck.
you hear.
I think we've established Chet's impulse control
You hear
and the lack thereof.
a little bit of a buzzing begin to emerge, and a whole mess load of bugs just begin flying out
Light it
of
up,
the
boy, light it
various
up.
holes Okay. Go ahead and roll. Let's do. Just go ahead and roll a mobility test really quickly. I just want to see. This is more like initiative. I just want to see if you're able to kind of like get
How
the
quick
thing up.
react.
Yeah. Because if you
Yeah.
can target it, it'll be fine.
Okay. Let's see. Did that roll? Let me see.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it went through.
Okay, let me try that one more time. Sorry.
All that observation, nobody heard any buzzing.
Well, they weren't buzzing before, but then you went to move them. And yeah, they begin. So you see maybe 4 or 5 bugs start to come out, and a couple more, and then whoosh, you quickly just bring up, and you just torch the whole front seat, like which you kind of have to. Like as you're pulling it out, you just torch it. You torch like the driver's seat. You can quickly pat it back down, and it's still it's largely intact. It's just going to be awkward. But yeah, you torch it up, and you can see that I don't know, 2 dozen of these bugs are just kind of curling up and burning away on the ground.
Ta-da!
Good job. Shit.
And how do the things in the ceiling look?
That's actually a good question. Let me do.
Are they still dormant?
Let me do a little private roll really quick. It's not important. Don't worry about
Well, let's
it.
just go ahead and get on and start moving
Oh,
regardless.
yeah. You start to see activity as it does in fact seem to be hives. Like you were right, Chet. And you start to see more bugs beginning to get agitated and start swarming out of those hanging bits of sediment.
So maybe I should drive and hand the flamethrower back to you, Sarge.
You want me to fight the flamethrower?
I mean,
Yeah, Sarge
can we
can
drive
be
this
in the
thing?
back.
All right.
You certainly
Outside.
can, but you'd have to go
We'll deal with it.
outside. And currently the cargo bay door is not open. You guys went in on the side
okay.
single door, so someone would have to open the cargo bay door. You can do it. Like it's not hard to
I
do.
don't know. Whatever you want to do.
You can drive.
Look, if somebody wants to just hang around and open that cargo bay door while all these bugs start to swarm, I'm cool with it.
I
I'm
can
totally
totally
fine
do
with
that.
I mean, I'm actually kind of for it, really.
I'll
wanna go
listen
for
to
a-
whatever order you got, Sarge.
Let's do it.
I love you, Sarge.
All right. I'm taking the flamethrower and putting it in my inventory.
Okay. And are you trying to drive out?
So what you want, Sarge?
Affirmative.
Okay.
Hey, yes.
Who is getting out to go over towards the
Well, I mean,
door
I'm
controls?
driving, and Sarge has the flamethrower to cover us. Bones, you're
Bones
pretty
has no
smart.
No, I'll drive.
I'm
I'm
clearly
not
the best
touching the
driver.
door. You need me. Don't get me killed. Okay.
That's why
fine.
Sarge has
I'll
the
go open the
flamethrower.
door.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'll go
Doc,
open
I'll
the door.
cover you. Go open that door.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna
excited.
go open the door now.
So
This is a great plan.
Going to be able to strategically throw the flame just on the bugs and not on you.
Oh, they're getting
I'm so
attacked
dead.
because they begin, all of them. Like, and
Oh,
there's
yeah.
about a dozen of these different hives just begin just pouring out like it's
Yep.
like the Zerg from StarCraft going on a full-on assault, and they're just sweeping down in the direction of the Jeep as it's now pulling out and then curving back towards the main like the main middle part of the cargo bay, driving towards a door. They're hurtling after you. They're following you, and who's getting out of the door now? Who's getting out at the door to run the controls to
I'm
open
the
up?
dumb person getting out because nobody else wants to.
Okay. So Bones, you hop out, and you you run over, you flip the switch, and it's starting to lower. But this will give not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 separate swarms now will be able to get down towards you all. I gotta do initiative, I think.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Make
We've
sure
got
to
this.
pick my bones clean.
Wow.
All right.
The captain told us to stay still and not shoot. Next thing they know, they're gonna look out the window and see us doing donuts in a car.
Flamethrower.
Shooting a flamethrower, yeah, from the window.
Oh, guys, you guys.
This is payback for the last game. I
Oh
already
no!
know
What
it.
did you give us?
I didn't get. I mean, it was random, but yeah, you got to. Oh gosh, this is not good for you all. And the swarms will get to go first.
Oh no.
So each one of you will basically get attacked by one, and then I'll roll randomly to see who gets attacked by two.
Okay.
So 1 to 2, Chet. 3 to 4, Bones. 5 to 6, Hobart. It's gonna be Chet. So 2 swarms are gonna move their way down and attack Chet. As
I deserve it.
you're sitting there in the Jeep waiting for this just comically slow door to open. Like it just and it's like stops for a second and then it keeps going. Let's see. Okay. Feeding frenzy. Okay, so you suffer an attack with 6 base dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm
Jeremy and I are gonna be the first to die again in this campaign.
Okay.
Yeah, I may. Can I try and use my dodge? I'm sure the other one will hit me too,
Yeah, that's fine.
since it's like the best thing about that.
Yeah,
is
roll your
avoidance.
dodge first. Let's take care of that first. Oh god. Okay. All right. So you manage to dive down. You like duck down as best you can in the Jeep, and so they're still above you, but the second one's going to come in as well.
Yeah.
Oh god.
It's probably worse.
Yeah, it
I
is.
don't know. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's interesting because you're a synth. Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, it's just flavor. That's the flavor dicks. Okay, it actually is worse. Okay.
Not a real boy.
Do you have any armor?
No, just the suit.
Okay. Yeah. So you take 2 points of damage as
Does the suit have 2 armor?
Does have 2 armor.
Okay, so armor is halved, but you can roll it.
So just roll 1d6.
Roll 1d6.
Hey, you never know. Could make a difference.
1 in 6 chance.
Okay. Okay. First of all, take 2 points of damage, and then
right.
secondly, roll a critical injury. As
And the android?
in the synthetic critical injury, as Hobart, you're close enough to see it. You see he manages to dive down onto the floor of the Jeep, and managing to kind of avoid the first swarm, but like a second one kind of swoops in from the open door to the side and just blankets him, and you can't even see Chet anymore. You can't even see Chet. He's gone. All right. Okay.
Oh.
And it, yeah. So and you can see as he's trying to emerge, like his arm becomes just ripped free, and no longer do you see the synthetic outer coating. You just see squirts of that that white blood ripping in all sorts of different directions.
I don't feel so good,
boy.
Sarge.
One of them is going to, and then like one of the swarms comes like to the back of the actual Jeep, swarms around Hobart. Boy. 6 base dice. Okay. Do you have any armor?
I do.
Okay, go ahead and roll it. Oh god, this is even worse.
1 success.
But you're okay. It does. Yeah, you're okay. It's halved, rounded down. Okay. Yeah, you notice that your suit is still intact. Like your suit is staying intact. They're not, but they're covered. You're covered in it. You're like one of those kind of beekeeper moments, right? Because you're just all over top of you, but your suit does seem to be staying intact. And then Bones, you had already just throw the switch. I'm not going to like require you to do that on your turn. You'd already thrown the switch. One comes over towards you. Boy. Oh goodness. Oh dear. Oh, that's a terrible roll. So I just rolled 66s, 4 1s and 2 2s. So yeah, you managed to swat them away, and they never seem to quite land on your person. Maybe it's because you're right close to the door. Maybe there's the sound, but you're not really sure what it is. But they kind of come and swarm up, and only a few of them kind of get up in your face. But the rest of them, they're just sort of hovering around you. So with them having gone, I think the next person was going to be Chet, and then Hobart, and then Bones. So Chet, you just had your arm essentially devoured by these creatures.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Well, I don't think there's anything I can do to speed up the door opening.
Nope.
Um,
I should probably roll. Let's see
Captain,
how long
we're
it's
under
gonna take.
attack.
I'm gonna roll a d4 to see how many turns it's gonna take that door to open. 2 turns.
is the door already kind of partially
It's
open?
already partially open. We'll say
Just punch it.
We'll
Punch
say
it.
it's probably not low enough for you to punch it yet. It's still probably like a 70-degree angle. But on the next turn, I'll let you roll a drive test to see if you can get over top of it.
Oh, Chet.
Okay.
Okay. You can even, if you want, you could always pull back and get some distance on this turn, or something like that.
Nice. Make them have to chase us, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like the thing to do.
Yeah,
Just
get
put it
closer
in.
to the swarm. That's great.
And leave Jen by herself.
Aren't? No, that seems like a bad thing to do. Is there any chance that with that hidden stash talent that maybe I snagged one of Sarge's grenades or something of that nature, like a fun one, like a concussive blast or something like that? Not a boring explosive one, just
High or low? You want high or low?
high.
Okay. 42. No.
No, that's fair.
No grenade. No, nothing like that. We'll say maybe there's a smoke grenade, something like that. Something non-damage oriented.
Ignore that.
That's perfect. I'll toss that.
Okay.
Hopefully, maybe we can smoke the bugs a little bit then.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Then it's Hobart's turn.
I was trying to get a flamethrower, but I can't get anything working.
Incinerator.
I found a multi-directional.
Should be.
Oh,
There should be an incinerator in there.
okay, sorry. I have a multi-directional flame unit.
I believe it's under heavy weapons.
Yeah, under
we
heavy
go.
weapons, it's
M240
the,
incinerator unit.
Yep. I may have already had it pulled up ready to put it on my sheet.
Okay. Oh,
Okay,
boy.
there's the incinerator roll. 1 success.
Oh boy, just 2 damage, huh? Okay.
And that's what's the intensity on this thing? Fire intensity. Let me click on it and see. Because it's a fire weapon, it's funny.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Intensity
I remember
9.
this.
So we have to roll what? 96 now. 'Cause
96.
It's an additional d6 for every success.
Yeah.
Want me to roll that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh boy.
1.
So what's
So
the
what?
total?
2 damage.
Okay. Yeah. It's hard to tell with these things exactly how many you just killed, but yeah, you can see them popping up and just burning like they're fireflies that just ignite ever so quickly and then fall, but you're still being swarmed.
Chet, the door. Get to the door.
I will. It's so slow.
Comically slow. Okay. And then Jen, it's your turn on Bones. What do you want to do?
I'm assuming that the door is still not far enough that I could get out.
If you want to if you want to try to climb it, yeah, you can certainly give that a try.
Okay.
I'm down for that.
Would it be mobility for climbing?
That sounds good to me.
I got this.
Okay. Two successes, you climb all the way up, and I'll say with the second success, you manage to have a controlled fall, so you don't hurt yourself falling down like the extra 10-15 feet. But yeah, you climb back up. You do see like some of them are swarming out with you. There's still some covering your suit, but yeah, you're up and over. No problem. Okay.
I'm out.
Coming back around then, I think, here we go. Chet. Oh boy.
I'm just going to keep myself as low in the smoke cloud as possible and cross my fingers. Well, on the other hand, I'll cross my fingers.
I'm going to. Okay.
As the stump comes up. Oh, nope.
Okay, no successes on their attacks as they seem to be confused by the smoke. And you can see them swarming around. You can hear them, but you're not feeling anything kind of getting ripped or bitten through. You look down and your arm is just in shambles. Like you just can't even really see it anymore. As any, like the finger, the digits themselves have been like ripped off. It's just this limp, like tiny, endoskeleton of whatever kind of servos have been like wrapped around it, and then the floor is just covered in that kind of milky synthetic blood at this point. And then the second swarm on you. Okay. So they just seem to be agitated. And then over on
Hobart.
Hobart. Oh dear. Oh, that's
Chet, save me.
dear.
Sir, yes, sir.
Oh my gosh. 8d6s, I didn't roll any successes. Yeah, maybe a little bit of the smoke from the grenade has started to waft back to the side, to the back of the Jeep as well, and it's kind of confusing them.
I've poisoned them with my synthetic flesh.
Then I'm gonna see whether or not they follow Bones out or if they turn their attention to you guys. They turn their attention to you guys. So one more is gonna move over towards Hobart.
Can we? Well, no, we're in the middle of smoke. Can't really see that.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would clang my arm to draw attention.
All right. Oh god. Okay. You can. So the swarm is so hungry it will eat anything, and right now the polymers and compounds and the player's armor look good. So everyone within the swarm, which is going to be Hobart, wearing armor, suffers an attack rolled with 8 base dice with a damage of 1. Any damage is immediately subtracted from the armor rating, so subtract 2 from your armor rating, Hobart. Those you don't personally take any damage. Your armor takes 2 points of damage.
Oh no.
Okay.
That's it.
I mean,
Okay. Then Chet, you can see that it's at about a 45-degree angle if you want to try to gun it.
yep.
Okay, go ahead and roll a piloting test.
Okay.
Try to not slam this thing into the... And hopefully you don't fall on top of Bones, who has already climbed outside.
Oh,
Okay, just enough. So you get it up there. It does... You do... It's...
You just shove my arm into the wheel to hold it still, and then with the other hand get it going.
And so this thing's going up, 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 up. It's like you're trying to jump a drawbridge, but there's no other side. So you just limply get to the top and just fall down and just flop over. Hobart, Chet, both you roll mobility tests to see if you land without taking damage as you tumble. Bones, you're all right.
My God.
good, but I got stressed.
Okay, you're both okay, but the ATV comes flapping down. I'll go ahead and roll a D100, see which way it lands. 1 to 50, it'll land on its wheels. So it does eventually come to a stop on its wheels, but you guys go flying out, falling like 10, 15 feet, but you manage to tumble and bounce against the walls, but you're out. There's still some bugs left on you guys, and there's still some bugs left on Bones, but you can tell that like most of them are gone. Like there's a small lingering few, but as you gunned it and went up, like most of the bugs kind of lingered back, and you can still see a few of them swarming about as the door is still kind of is lowering down at this point.
Chet brings up his like limp skeleton to like give you a high five, and then starts running back to the Jeep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then we'll go ahead and switch over as you guys are out of immediate danger, as you're outside to inside. Rook, Jaws, and Buckland. What are you three doing?
So I pulled my cold tray out of the freezer,
Okay.
and I'm going to just do my little experiment and see how
Okay.
it reacts to the temperature.
All right. So you move and you kind of tap
I just want to see if it senses the
Okay.
change in temperature. So I'm not touching it. I'm just bringing it
Okay.
nearer to it.
Roll an observation test.
Okay.
Uh,
One success.
Most certainly it does. It does seem to not like recoil like it's in pain, but you do see it move away. It does seem to push away from it fairly quickly.
So I'll just take a kind of just nod over to Buckland. It watches us move and it knows temperature change.
Okay. That's good to know. You know, maybe if we could get to the environmental controls, we could freeze this thing out.
Good job, you two.
Thanks, Captain. Or, secondary thought, risk takeoff, get into low orbit, vent the ship. That should freeze out anything and hastily evacuate anything not secured.
Yeah, I mean,
That's-
I suppose we could just go ahead and go to the bridge now and take off, and they'll come up once they're done checking downstairs.
Well, sure.
I think we're probably supposed to figure some stuff out.
Well, it'll take
Here?
us a while to get back to the bridge anyway. We still got to finish sweeping this area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably
Rendezvous
more
at
things we
bridge.
should probably do on planet 2, but it's good to figure
Well,
out ways to kill them if needed.
I'm less concerned about finishing the mission currently, because what good is finishing the mission if we can't report home the results? Resecuring our shuttle and making sure our ship up in orbit is still secure, I think, is at least what I would put priority. Once we have
Yeah.
those in place, then we can come back and continue our studies.
You know what I always say? Personnel, mission, money, in that order. So that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
On to the next room then.
On to the next room.
So yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye out for any sort of either flamethrower or even like a container full of like gas that would normally be kept in liquid, so that it would be cold, and just see if we have either extreme of temperature to use against anything you were to come after us while we're continuing this sweep, because earlier Dr. Buckland suggested flame, and then now with Jaws's
Oh.
discovery.
We can get to the engine room and borrow some of the coolant.
You would know that there's likely some in the science lab for storage purposes. Coolant could potentially work as well. There is the danger, though, that if you drain too much of it, you could have a hard time taking off, if you were even able to take off. What else could you find? Likely digging into some of the cryo sleep chambers. There is a significant amount of liquids that need to be aerosolized as you kind of lower the temp of the people inside. So that could be something. I would say digging into that heavy machinery roll in a couple hours worth of time, if you guys were looking to break that kind of stuff down.
Well, I think that's a good idea. Captain, I would suggest we rendezvous and then see what the good sergeant's tactical expertise would suggest.
Okay.
I do, the idea of using cryopods, as long as we leave 6 for us in case of an emergency.
Mhm.
Well, 5.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's finish this sweep and keep an eye out for any any of the 2 extremes of temperature we can use against these.
Very good.
Okay. So rolling over your previous observation tests from the beginning, there are 2 more instances that you actually find that are of note, and both of them are the same. In that you find in a storeroom near the lab area, not specifically in the labs, but kind of down the hall, there's just a series of storerooms. You find that there is a body laying on the ground, and emerging out from the chest of the body are about a dozen various shaped roots that have been growing out, and you see a few of them have managed to find and push their way into some of the vents in the walls, and have started to weave their way into the walls themselves. And you also notice the same thing occurs when you get towards the reactor room, by not engineering specifically, but if you go into the actual reactor room looking for coolant, you do see that on one of the catwalks there is a body that has just kind of fallen and is partially hanging over the side of the catwalk, and spewing out from the chest, there's all these roots, and they're just dangling down, like, and they're intermixing with a variety of these heavy duty cables as well. It's almost indistinguishable between the two. And once again, they seem to be like digging into like the floors, the decks, into the vents, pushing past panels into the walls themselves. It's like they're weaving into the bone structure of the ship.
Maybe we found ourselves a couple candidates for experimentation.
So this is sort of the terminus. So like there's groups of roots that can all kind of be traced back to a body.
It looks like that, yeah.
Yeah, get some coolant, hose one of these down, see how it reacts.
I'd feel a lot better if we had some way of getting off this planet or some safe place to escape to.
Yeah. Well, maybe then the answer is to once again get to environmental controls and see if we can freeze the entire ship out.
Yeah. All right. Keep an eye out.
Very well.
Sweeping continues.
I mean, at that point, like I think you've hit everything of significant note that's viewable, like with your eyes. Like if you dug into some of the systems, you might learn more about the state of the ship. You might learn some logs, but in terms of like, you feel confident at this point that unless you're literally pulling the panels off of every single wall and pulling up the panels on every single deck, which is literally like a week's worth of work.
Sure.
You don't really see anything else that's kind of obvious, and I would say you've also feel fairly confident that you've done a pretty solid sweep. So anything else would be hidden like deep in the bowels or the recesses, and would take a lot longer to find than even a shift.
Go back to the bridge.
Okay.
And are they there?
So I'm trying to think of the timing of it all. What you guys did took a while, although what they did took a while. Real life game time was actually quite quick. Yeah, we'll say would you guys have gone back inside? Hobart, Chet, Bones? No? Okay.
No.
Would you have radioed at some point to Rook?
About the pickle we got ourselves in? Yeah.
No.
Yes.
There we were, minding our own business, just trying to get back to the bridge like you ordered. And then these bully bugs just jumped us, took our lunch.
I mean, the swarm started moving. I don't know what to say.
Coming straight for us.
So, yeah. Do we get the bridge and no one radioed us, or?
Yeah, I don't know. Hobart, Chat, Bones. I assume you probably would keep in contact at a certain point.
Bones said she radioed.
Yeah.
Oh, I would. Yeah.
Okay. Then you're aware. I would say probably about halfway through your search, you get, through your systematic search of the different decks, you get a mildly panicked call from Bones saying,
we got ourselves in a pickle. It's
You
a
all right
little
there?
pickle.
You all right there, Bones? What's up?
Ooh. Is there something crawling on me?
Okay. Are you calling in to give a situation report?
We commandeered vehicle swarm outside. We're outside now. I'm
You're
intact.
outside.
I look over at Chet. Chet's not looking so good. Stop waving at me with that.
Am I near any sort of outside, like hole?
Yeah,
like close to the hole that I can look out a window.
Yeah, can you look out a window? Just because I want it to happen. Yeah, you look out a window and you can see there is a smashed up like Jeep that's rolled a little bit distance away from the ship, and you can see the three of them are in and around it, and Chet is like freaking out a little bit with his arm.
Like actually like poking at some of the little servos and stuff, just like, because you don't normally get a chance to like really poke and play with that.
Yeah, how's Hobart?
I'm fine. I held
Good.
it together, and everybody's alive.
It's good to hear. So I take it that they were aggressive.
Affirmative.
All right. Well, Good. Glad to hear you three are alive. We're headed towards the bridge now. If you think y'all can make it back up?
I'll look to the others. Can we make it back up? Yes, Captain. We can make it back up.
All right.
There are deadly bugs loose, though. What do you suggest?
I suggest avoiding them, unless you
Good
need
plan, Captain.
unless you need us to come outside.
Captain, if
They're
I
in
may,
the
you
ship.
should ask what sections of this ship they found them in.
They're in the fracking ship.
They're loose in the ship.
Are they all over the ship down below?
We escaped before they took our lives. I don't
Okay,
know where
what
they
section?
went. The hangar.
The hangar. All right. Yeah. Well, if I recall right, the bridge is on the other side of the hangar. Like it's up a deck and it's on the other side.
Yeah, they can find a different way up. That's not an issue. What is an issue is that while they're talking to you, Bones, you notice off in the distance, on top of like a rocky hill, you see these two shapes that are kind of standing up behind it, almost like you're getting their torsos. Looks like one of them has like their hands up, maybe. You can't quite make out colors, as like the light is coming from behind them, so it's really just silhouetted at this point. But looks like maybe half a mile or so away, maybe a mile.
Are they making clicking noises?
No, I mean they're really far away, so I don't think you'd be able to hear them.
Okay. I'm just gonna stutter and point and like hit Hobart on the arm.
All right, Chet, let's get in the jeep. Let's go investigate.
Oh my god.
Yes, sir.
It's killing me. Yes,
Bones,
go ahead.
in the jeep.
No,
That's
nah,
an
I'm
order.
good. No,
That's an
we have to get to
order.
the. We have to get to the bridge.
No, I
If
have
the
to
bugs
count.
come back,
not the
you're not
captain of
fast enough
me.
to outrun the
I-
bugs, but
I
the
must
jeep
have-
can outrun the bugs.
Yeah, I
No,
must
the
account
bugs
for all the
didn't
crew
particularly like me.
and their safety. We cannot leave you here alone, good doctor.
He's saying it because he cares.
Yes.
Bullshit.
It probably is, but we should stay together.
Okay.
Here, and he gives you the flamethrower. Bones.
You give it to me?
Yeah.
Oh, well then I'll stay here.
Well, he's driving. No! He takes it back.
That totally backfired.
Oh goodness. Okay. So do you guys?
Oh,
So Chet and Hobart, are you going?
well,
Yeah, I mean, if
Yeah,
Sarge
yeah,
says
yeah.
investigate, I investigate.
Okay.
while we were down there, can I have used my banter
Yeah.
ability?
No.
I think so. I think that makes sense. No, I'm sorry. Jen has overruled me. No.
I overruled.
You
There's
don't wanna
nothing
use
to
banter?
banter
Try.
about.
Jen, you
Hey,
can
hey,
you
hey,
can
Bones.
reduce your stress by 2.
Oh,
Hey, Bones, watch this.
Okay.
Oh, oh, oh.
Oh my god.
Oh goodness.
Now,
you-
doctor, please join us in the jeep.
So I'm not stressed out now. Oh lord.
I will regale you with more stories of when I was in the Corps.
Oh my god. That's what you're talking about.
I've seen much worse injuries than poor little Chet here.
All right, I'll take.
It's true, and I've done
pictures.
most of them to myself.
Okay. So you drive off, and Rook,
You watch us drive
you
away.
watch them drive away from the ship.
Oh my god, we're the worst.
Sergeant Hobart.
It's not me. I'm not the one making these awful decisions.
Sergeant Hobart, what's your status? As
Captain,
you can tell,
you're
like
breaking
I'm,
up. I
I'm
can barely hear you. This planet is all kinds of static.
funny. You were coming in clear on your response back.
I can break it up.
Going through a tunnel.
Oh my god.
Captain, it is the crew's safety is my #1 concern, and we have 2 bogies north of here.
come get us, and then we'll all investigate the bogeys together.
I look at Chet.
You say, man. I punch it.
I cannot control Chet. Something happened with his circuitry. It appears.
Oh,
In the last fight.
Make sure I'm loud enough to hear.
Roger, Captain.
Chet, turn that shit around. Get your act together. Come back here and pick us all up. That's an order. As I'm
that-
going to use my pull rank talent.
We're a
Okay.
team, right?
Oh,
There
okay.
you go.
Okay.
I was wondering if you had that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
He doesn't
Back
like
to the
to
bridge. We just take off into the
So good.
jungle.
So I need to use my command skill.
Thought you were gonna say like, oh, the steering's just all screwed up from when it fell out the door. You can't seem to turn it around. So you're doing pull rank. So you use your command skill to force
It's
someone to follow you.
target's
So
manipulation.
yeah, so roll your manipulation, Matt,
Me?
No,
I think
I
it's
think it
doing
was-
Chet.
against the roll command against the target's manipulation.
Yeah, because I was talking to Chet.
He's
Okay.
with Chet.
Oh, it's against Chet. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Chet.
Okay.
So wait, before he
Manipulation.
rolls, if I'm going to push, I need to do it now, before he rolls.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh,
Jeez, real stress.
Stresses me out to say the O word.
This is in character.
Oh god. I want him to get berserk. No one listens
I'm
to me.
so mad. I'm shaking.
Trembling with anger. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
You-
No one
you-
ever listens.
Hey, Sarge. He did give an order, and I know, like, you get your things, but he's the captain. He did give an order. Like,
They're gonna get away, Chet.
I know, but like, I feel like it's in a way like what you would want me to do, right? Like, I should follow orders. That's why you don't, like, because you get angry at him because he doesn't order people, and then if he does order somebody, I should do what he says because that's what you would like, I think.
Chet, you are much wiser than most of these humans on this ship.
Oh, that's not true.
how dare you?
I know. John's gonna be like, we can still hear you.
Yeah.
It's an open comm.
Turn it around, Chet. Turn it
It's
around.
like, I have 5 PhDs. What are you talking about? Okay.
I'm sorry, Captain, but it looked like it was going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you, Captain. The voice of reason.
We're still going out there. We're just gonna do it as a larger group.
Mhm.
How, can everybody
What?
fit in this jeep?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a fair. Think of it like a big Hummer with like a giant truck bed in the back.
During our search, did we find any extra weapons at all?
The armory didn't have any like lethal weapons, but it did have a couple stun batons. And it looks like you found some kind of trank gun, some sort of like large trank rifle, that is probably used to sort of in terms of specimen collection.
All right, I'll grab them and then I'll bring them out to the jeep and say we found these, but I don't know how much use we're gonna get out of them. But
Okay.
I'm gonna load them in just in case any of us need it.
Chet, what are you carrying for a weapon?
Well, fortunately, I've got a pistol, and it only takes one hand.
All right, I'll go up to Dr. Buckland and say, Dr. Buckland, I want you to take this. Use it wisely.
Dr.
I'm going to
Bones.
give him the incinerator.
Am I going with you?
Isn't everybody going?
Yeah.
I thought that was the
All
captain's
together.
order.
We're all going together.
I
Yeah.
have no idea how to use this, but I am honored, and I promise it will be fun.
All right, while the middle of you talking and saying you don't want to use it, I get Jaws. I give you this flamethrower. Please use it wisely.
Jaws is very pleased, and Jaws will give the trank gun thing to Bones and say, "This seems up your alley."
Perfect.
For the best. I don't need a weapon. I use my intellect. And, well, that just gets me in trouble. So I'm counting on you, Sergeant.
Do you want my pistol? If I have a
No.
Roger.
flamethrower, I don't need a pistol.
No,
Gonna take a knee
please.
and take another shot of everybody arming up.
So Rook like takes a sip out of his never-ending cup of coffee that he has. He taps on it a little bit, and you see like this kind of look in his eyes, like he looks the most like alert and present that you've seen him ever since you've met him, and like he just seems to finally be here, which is a little bit odd. Like you all have spent enough time with him to put that together.
Okay.
Maybe.
That's what
Good
I.
captain's in a mood for murder. What an exciting day.
Yeah, as yes, the coffee cup is my signature item that I will be using to lower some stress.
Sir, willing to listen to reason, sir. Let's do it together.
All right. Anybody know how to repair our dear friend here? As I look towards the one-armed bandit.
What does that take? It takes Comtech?
It's
Or
Comtech
is
and like
it-
a shift, I think.
I
It
think it's
takes
going to take a
time.
while.
Yeah, but he can be repaired.
Alright.
Yeah.
All right. Let's load up. Let's get out of here.
Okay. So you're going to investigate the thing that Bones saw, right? Am I understanding that correctly?
Bonesaw.
Yeah, the two
yeah.
bogeys.
Bones. Yeah.
Ah,
Okay, so yeah, you drive over there. It's about a mile on top of a little hill, and by the time you get there, there's no one there. You guys did like dick around for a while, but there's no one there. You get up there, you see
Here's
there's
a
rocks
picture
and
scene
such,
right here.
and all you could really see is sort of like a vague silhouette, a weird like lens, like a J.J. Abrams lens flare and everything from the way in which the
My gosh.
yeah.
All right. Don't nobody get out yet.
I promise I'm not seeing things
All right.
right now.
Seeing as how this planet is rock, besides that forest over there, before you set a foot on the ground, look for boot prints. Look for footprints. And we'll find a way to follow them.
Okay.
Who is looking for boot prints and footprints?
I would love to help.
All right, go ahead.
Is that more of a survival thing for that, or is that more of an observation?
I'll take either. Whichever one's better. Fine with me.
Definitely prefer.
Okay.
Me?
Okay. Oh dear.
Should have just left it well alone.
And she starts blasting.
They're everywhere.
So what I usually
my.
do in these cases when multiple people roll like this is I kind of combine, and that's like your total source, and the more successes you have, the better. So roll your stress. Berserk. Okay.
ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, the flamethrower.
All right.
Yeah, the lady with the flamethrower going berserk is a
Yeah.
great idea.
So Jaws and Chet get out of the vehicle and start looking around. And both of you notice immediately that there are signs not so much on the hill that you're on, which is like almost pure rock as you climb up it, but you look over top of it and down. There is more of a kind of a flat and dusty area, and you can see that there's all sorts of tracks down there. And when the two of you climb down, Jaws, you're going to drop something along the way and not notice that you did. We'll figure that out in a minute. But when you get down, you notice not so much. That's not the boot prints or whatever that draw your attention. There are large tire treads and the signs of what looks like a vehicle having been turned around, like done a 3-point turn of some kind and spun away. And you can see that there's some tracks that are leading up to you all where you're at, and there's tracks leading southward and away. And with the extra successes, I'll also note that taking a look at the vehicle you're driving, taking a look at the tracks that you're leaving, it's identical. You would probably peg this as the missing ATV Jeep from the Bionational ship.
Okay, what if some of us, and I know we kind of want to stay together, but what if some of us drive the Jeep as like the big obvious thing to look at, and some of us, like, and you pretend like you didn't find these tracks, but then some of us do follow the tracks. And then you come back around after giving us a little time to get in there and get close and watch and observe.
Something tells me that they're desperate if they're going to steal a shuttle. Their
Well,
ship-
this isn't the group that stole a shuttle, though. The group that
Oh.
stole a shuttle is in space.
They have
I would
flown the
presume.
coop, if you will.
Right. So some of them stole our shuttle,
Mm-hmm.
whereas others are stuck here on the planet.
How do we know it's the same faction? How do we know it's the same group?
We don't.
Well, I mean, there's no human life form native on this. We didn't get any other readings other than the bionational. My concern is that the whatever infection or plant-like fungal growth is going on causes some kind of psychosis. So the question is, are we trapped on planet with the crazies, or are the crazies in space trying to get on our ship? The fact that these didn't attack and fled leads me to hope that it's not the crazies.
Well, and Bones and I also saw one of these things being driven to drop a body off. So there seems to be a mix.
Smells like UPP shenanigans to me.
Very well could be.
Even so, extending a courtesy to save these people off of this planet could be something that they would be interested in. And also, we would have plenty of time to ask them lots of questions back on board.
I'll
So
kind
we-
of hold up the flamethrower and say, I'm game for staying put and being at the ready if other folks want to
Well,
drive around.
I am not a huge fan in us splitting up, especially if we're going to be running off into a dangerous situation.
But we don't know how many of them there are. And I'd rather not split us up again.
I think we
So-
should all go.
As I look over at Chet's arm. So, I think we should be in this together.
I agree, Captain.
I mean, we'll try and talk first, but if they're
When that
binational
fails-
and they don't want to do that, then they're on our moon. Remember that.
That's true. Sergeant will earn his pay this day.
So are we driving after?
Not
the
with all this talk, I
tracks?
won't.
Well, then let's get to it.
So are we driving after the tracks or driving after the foot traffic?
The foot traffic just seems to be getting in and out of the vehicle. Like it doesn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's go after him.
Yeah, enough kumbaya. Let's lock and load.
You talk great. I love it.
Go ahead and roll a d. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and roll 1d10. Jaws.
Sorry, 1d10.
Yeah. I do declare. I'm determining what item you drop behind. What'd you roll?
I rolled a 5 and a 6.
All right. Just 1d10. Just the first one's fine.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and just delete your hand radio.
Oh.
You no longer. That's what you ended up. Or I'm not going to because it's a very complicated sheet that doesn't. Never mind. But yeah, you don't have your hand radio anymore.
I'll remove my hand radio.
So you won't be able to communicate with other people if you were to get separated. Okay, so you start heading off and following the tire tracks as best you can. It's not difficult for the first probably 3 miles until the terrain becomes increasingly erratic and rocky, and then you start having to kind of go a little bit more off-roading, slower, bumpier, but the ATV itself is able to handle it. But it's a kind of a rocky ride. It's several clicks to the south that you head, and as you're coming up and then over a ridge, all of you immediately notice something. You notice your drop ship about 2 miles straight ahead. At the base of what looks like a large rocky hill. and in like a ridge that continues to extend southward, and it's kind of like in this little nook, and it's just there, right there, parked right next to it.
That's fantastic news.
Jaws immediately lights up. She's very happy.
Good. All right.
Okay.
Well, let's go towards the shuttle first, and make sure there's not anybody on that. And we'll see about exploring anything else first. After that, we need to see about securing the shuttle first.
Just gonna charge on in there.
Not charge, walk.
Perhaps we should observe and go stealthily.
We could send Chet on ahead and have him sneak up to it.
I'm not inclined to disagree with that.
Maybe Chet and Jaws. Chet to, lead the way, and if it's safe, Jaws to fly it back to us.
I've
do
got my
declare the
laser
duck-
pointer. If I see something that looks like it's an immediate problem, I'll like just, click, 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 click. Maybe spot it for you.
That's an odd way to say shoot your gun at him, but okay.
No,
I
I mean,
Like an
I can
actual
point
laser
with.
sight.
Yeah, no, I have a laser pointer. That's one of my starting gear items.
I think what is probably best is if I look like I'm going over there to actually talk to someone while you were doing that. Any volunteers for someone to join me in the talking part?
The captain, I do not recommend we go in there and talk. We must observe first.
Oh no, I'm not actually going to go in and talk. But while we're doing this, I'm going to make it look like that's what I'm trying to do for anyone on the shuttle that might see it. So
I'll
that
tag
those that are
along.
sneaking don't get caught.
I do declare this is poppycock. I do not appreciate I'm not down. I'm breaking Jeff. I am not down with these plans.
If we were going to actually talk, I think I would be with you, Captain. But in this situation, I think it may be better just to let Chet and Jaws sneak up.
I don't
All
know.
right.
I like distractions.
You see Rook's eyes kind of start to glaze over again like they used to. He's like, oh, well, I suppose so.
Or we could go in guns blazing.
You want the captain to captain. He's captaining, and you're
That's
not
true.
taking it, and I don't understand. But
Because
while we're
it
all
is
standing here, we should get to
foolish.
action, right?
So Jaws is just going to stand
Poppycock.
up and be like, okay, so Chet, you point with your little laser thingy, and if you point at something, I will shoot it with fire.
Awesome. Yes.
Let's go.
Meanwhile, the game
I want to have
master's
I'm
killed
gonna
you.
be on the other side of the Jeep, gun trained in their direction, watching, observing where Chet and Jaws are going.
Okay.
Have you ever ramped a Jeep, Jaws? I did.
You did?
I did.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I've not had the pleasure.
So are we doing a
Did
three-way
it,
One for
split?
did
me.
it hang, or did it just
Mm-mm. No, Rook is just kind of sitting there waiting for the two of them to go
Okay.
sneak on up.
Dang.
I will say, Captain, after we secure our dropship, I would be in favor of going and trying to communicate with these people.
All right, well, yeah, I guess that's have it your
Yeah.
way, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, at least see if
Burger
they're.
Yeah.
I'm
This
very
episode brought to
concerned
you by-
that we need a distraction.
Nah,
Well,
they'll be
I mean,
fine.
if you're not going to go talk to him, I will.
No, we don't need to go and talk, and everything will be okay. Be fine.
So far, nothing has been okay this entire trip.
Well, I mean, can't all
That's-
be bad news all the time, right? Can't rain all the time.
Jaws
Oh.
just keeps elbowing Chet, and we
Yeah,
just keep
Chet
scooching and
did an
scooching and
internal
scooching.
countdown.
Okay. So
He
I just want to be clear. So Chet and Jaws are moving forward on ground.
Mhm.
Are you stealthing up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then where are the rest of you in this situation?
hiding
Jeep.
behind the sergeant.
Okay, you're about 2
Okay.
miles away. So on the ridge you're at, you're about 2 miles away. but it's a lot of kind of rocky terrain. Your ATV can definitely handle it, but like, it's up to you how far back the four of
2
you want to be.
miles. It's a long time. A long way.
It's a good 30, 40-minute walk. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
we
walk
can't-
that far.
Why not? I mean, for
I
the
mean, that's
chance
fair.
to let
Yeah.
Jaws burn somebody with a flamethrower, I would walk 500 miles, and then I would walk 500 more.
Fantastic. What we could do, if we want to follow that distraction, drop them off, let them move up, and then we could circle the area in the Jeep.
Just drive in circles.
Not around them, but the entire thing.
Do you not think they would hear us?
They would
Well,
hear
if we're
us.
trying to be a distraction, that would actually be a good thing, right? And if they want to show themselves again, maybe then we could talk to them.
What is with all of this talking jibber jabber?
Oh no, you're in charge.
Oh my god.
You see this? The cat is broken. All right. Oh, criminy. All right.
A mile away. Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson.
Okay.
And Chet are walking carrying his arm.
So you drive up a little bit further, and then you get out. And then are you doing what Chuck said and like doing like a drive around the area as
The
a
perimeter.
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing that.
Okay, so that's what's happening. Chet,
Yeah, we're gonna
Jaws,
reconnoiter the rim.
which one of you has the lower mobility test?
Between myself and
let's-
Jaws, probably Jaws. That's
I-
like my main thing.
I've got 6.
You definitely have the lower.
Go ahead and roll mobility.
Not just it's
Jaws.
lower, it's you definitely.
The low.
have
The,
lower.
I mean,
The
I'm
lower
not saying that it's less than half, but it's less than half. Or like you have to. It's a rounding situation.
One
are you satisfied with one success?
I'll push. I feel like this is going to go badly.
Sometimes I just ask that just to screw with people.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
know you do.
Oh shit!
Oh, jeez.
Ah.
But you do have 2 successes, so you did get a second success.
It just
Oh,
one.
no.
Oh yeah.
No, you have total 2. They've
yeah,
they've changed the output. It's getting
Yeah,
better.
yeah, yeah.
Output's slowly getting a little bit.
So I'm walking along, and then I'm not.
Yep. See, like Chet, you're like you do that. You're both stealthing. You're stealthing, and then suddenly you realize you don't hear her footsteps anymore, and you look back, and like 40 feet back there she is, just kind of like cowering behind a rock.
Shit. Jaws, are you okay? Is there a bug in your suit?
Was he in short range of me?
Yeah, she can't hear you. She doesn't have her
She doesn't have
radio
a,
anymore.
that's right. She doesn't have a radio.
So his
It doesn't
stress
take.
doesn't go
This
up.
isn't going to take long.
Okay.
Like it's because it's comedically funny.
I'm just gonna silently freeze.
Okay. And you look back and yeah, there she is, like, 30, 40 feet behind you. Cowering for a second.
Okay. I'll eventually like move back. I don't want to alarm you, but I think I saw another hive about 15 feet over that way. We need to calmly but smoothly keep walking, or they will eat your face off.
This is not at all reducing my panic in any
No, Chet is the worst at that.
way.
If there was an anti-banter skill, Chet would have
Just
it.
take a stress. That's hilarious. I think that's great. Take a stress.
I'm sorry.
He's not sorry.
And we'll say that you believe him, and it's time to and you start moving again. You don't want to deal with whatever stripped his arm of all of its outer casing and inner casing. Okay.
Unless
Like
you've got
deep
metal
loved
around
his
your brain
arm.
meat.
Thanks, Ashley. Okay.
I just grip onto this flamethrower like this is definitely the only thing between me and my hand looking like that.
Ashley, you can give that 100 bits to somebody to reduce their stress if you want. So, definitely not Jaws, though. So, you... okay. So, you get a little bit closer, and the two of you get off of, like, this rocky this rocky slope, and you're back onto more solid ground. The same type of just kind of dusty, flat ground. It's caked in places here and there, but it's relatively flat. In that the ship is on, we'll say, 200 feet away from you. You notice the ship. You do notice a ATV that seems to be parked nearby. And you can see that there's some piles of debris as well, like just trash. All of it's within about 20 to 30 feet or so of this kind of ridge line that it's kind of parked underneath. So imagine almost like a cliff or a plateau up to your left as you're kind of coming south, and like right up against it, you can see that's where the ATV is parked, and there's piles of trash, and probably about 50 feet clear of it, you can see that's where the ship is parked. What do you want to do?
I feel like Jaws has recovered a little bit, and kind of just want to do a sweep around.
Yeah, let's do a sweepy thingy.
Okay. Who's got the better observation between you?
I'm sure you've got more than twice as much as I do.
Chet, go
Okay.
ahead and roll observation.
I'm sorry.
I think I have like 3, so it's
Cheat and synthetics.
definitely
Plus, they can get their arm ripped off, and they're just fine. It's fine.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm too busy to I got one success, but there's still some snickering going on.
Okay. You do a little movement around of the area, kind of. And one additional thing, you notice a cave at the base of that cliff, and the ATV is parked 10 feet from it, 15 feet, something like that.
We should just peek in. Just yeah.
It's like bone tomahawk in there. Go check it out.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yes, do that.
Oh,
All right. The rest of you on the Jeep, you're doing like a bigger sweep, right? That you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So you kind of take a really wide berth. So you're heading south. So you're going off to basically west. You're sweeping around on some more dry area. You see there's all sorts of different like rock formations here and there that erupt. But there's that long kind of cliff line. And you follow a ways until you notice that it kind of tapers downward. And if you wanted, you could potentially sweep around and drive up that ridgeline, so you're then overlooking the dropship area. You'd be probably 100 feet up above it, but you would get a fairly, it's fairly high up, but you could do that if you want.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I feel like we need to rock, paper, scissors these decisions.
I
Captain.
don't know. Huh? What?
Oh my god.
What's up, Bones?
Oh, nothing. I just thought you might have an opinion on what we're doing next.
Oh no, it's Sarge's show. He's the one calling the shots now.
You heard him, good doctor.
Oh, me? I'm the good doctor.
You're both good doctors.
No, sure.
Yeah, let's go to the ridge.
Okay.
I don't know who's driving.
Oh my
You are.
god, it's just going anywhere it wants to go.
Chet's arm.
This thing doesn't have autopilot?
No, I mean, Rook can drive. That's fine.
Okay. So you sweep southward and then head east, and then you come up the ridge a ways until you get to kind of a plateaued area overlooking what looks like the drop ship. You can see that there's different rocks here and there and all sorts of things. But you do notice that there's some debris up here. Large debris, in fact. Like metallic.
Like, what does it look like?
It looks like parts of a ship.
Parts of the shuttle?
A ship.
Uh-oh.
Dr. Buckland, take it over to the debris and let's take a closer look.
Okay. I'll take it over to debris so we can take a look.
Okay. So you drive over to the debris. And you take a look, and it looks like these huge chunks of some kind of ship. And as you continue to head westward, you notice that the debris continues and continues until you see what looks like about, I don't know, maybe 400 to 500 feet continuing off to the west. It's like a trail of debris until like there's a giant smacked crashed area. Like you just see a crash. There's just something that's just smashed and broken, and it's a large ship that's just been almost entirely wrecked.
Like, how large? Like shuttle or?
Roll piloting test, Buckland, since you're asking.
Oh my gosh. I don't have skills in this.
It's okay. It's good for you.
Ooh, I'm not pushing that.
Okay. It's certainly not as large as the Cyan. Hobart, you would recognize this as probably a shuttle size. It certainly would have atmospheric space capability, but it's not so large to be. You would be surprised if it had FTL on it.
Any signs of like faction where they belong to?
If you take some time to sift through the rubble, you could probably find something. There's quite a bit of it. How much time do you want to put into this?
We're on the ridge though as well?
Yeah,
Like,
you're a
we're
little bit
upwards?
further away. Like you've gone westward a bit, so the two sneaky types are still sneaking, and they've been sneaking for a little while. We'll come back to them in a moment. But you guys are probably about a mile or two west now of that ridge that you climbed up.
You know, it's pretty obvious what happened to me anyway.
What's that, Captain?
If our shuttle's over there, and this is another shuttle that's not our shuttle, I imagine that they were in the position that we were just in a few moments ago, and they didn't have a shuttle to get back up to the spaceship. And they were trying to take our shuttle so they could get their crew up there. Probably stopped over here to pick up the rest of the crew.
Seems plausible. So, does
So
that
there's
mean we
probably
just?
A lot of their crew, and two of ours going in for a lot of their crew.
Should we provide aggressive reinforcement?
I don't know, Sarge. As like I'm very obviously being passive aggressive. Like it's probably really annoying.
I do declare that poor Chet and Jaws might be getting in a mad bit of trouble. Perhaps we should turn back and cover our crew.
Speaking
And
of the crew,
On that, Rook turns around and starts driving towards
Okay.
here.
speaking of the crew, what do you guys want to do? You've seen this cave entrance. You see the ship. You see the ATV. You see some piles of trash. What would you like to do, Chet?
I mean, if there's a cave, I want to look in the cave.
Okay.
I'm gonna make just a quick glance at the ATV.
Okay. What are you looking for?
Signs of scuffle, damage.
Oh, it's definitely, there's some damage to it. You can definitely, yeah, I mean, like, it's after the drive it just took the same drive you did, presumably, Like there's scratches and dents and stuff, but it doesn't look any gunfire or anything.
No stab holes.
Stab holes in the Jeep? No, you don't see any stab holes in the Jeep.
Just looking.
Okay. No. The engine's still, it's still warm when you come over. Like it was recently shut off.
So I'll kind of show that I kind of, put my hand on it and pull it back that it's warm.
Does the Jeep have any fuel tanks on it?
No.
Oh.
No, these are solar. I don't know.
Okay.
I will say when you peek inside the cave, you do notice for the first probably 10 feet or so, it's just kind of cave, but right at the edge of where the light from outside begins to die down, you swear you see what looks like a metal staircase. And you also notice that there's like something like that's carved like right on this boulder that sits right out in front of the cave entrance. There's like this boulder sitting right there, and you can see there's this cave, this little spirally image that's been kind of carved crudely into the rock. It's more.
Yeah, that's true. It's like kind of like hold the hand under there, kind of crooked.
Yeah, the pictures are all crooked, slightly out of focus because you can't quite get it to stabilize. Chet, what would you like to do? You do see like almost like a vague light source, but it can't. It's like around a corner. It can't. It's like
down the stairs.
It's up. Stairs go up.
Okay, the stairs go up. I'll forward if it's something I can just like forward the images back to the other group.
I do have PDAT.
That's when Jaws finds out she lost her radio.
Yeah. So you go.
Yeah.
You don't have your radio, are you? Like hot. Yeah. Okay. Rook, while
And then question: do you want me to go in? Question mark.
So Rook, right in the middle, and as you guys come to the decision to turn back, you get a picture of the rock stuff. It's all grainy. It's not like alien tech. Alien universe tech is never. It's not like actual 2020 tech, so it's a little grainy and such. But like, it's a cave. There looks to be like a structure inside, like a staircase. There's something carved on the wall. And do you want me to go inside?
So he sends that, and I type back, secure the shuttle first, wait for us to arrive. So and then I say on our way.
Okay. We are going to secure the ship.
Okay. You head over to the ship, and looks like it's in fine working order. You do know that there's a couple different ways to get inside. You can kind of hey TT2KB, thank you for the raid. We are doing a little alien tonight. It's been fun. Our hentai chapter. We got a few more minutes still, and then we'll have a wonderful ending. Jeremy Chet is missing an arm, so that's great, and I think Rook does cocaine. So you take a look at the at this dropship. There's two ways to get in. There's up towards the cockpit. There's sort of the back loading entrance as well. What do you want to do, Jaws and Chet?
Is there a way that's like just on the off chance somebody does come down those stairs, whatever, which one would be less likely to be visible if somebody were to show up from over at that area?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's 50-50 that. Okay, the I would say it's probably the backside, like the rear entrance, is probably the one that's more obscured.
Do you want to play ninja? Let's play ninja. I think you might be muted. I'm not sure.
You
Melissa?
can play ninja. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. You go up to the entrance, and you can tell that it's someone's messed around with the panel back here, and it's certainly been broken into. It's been hot wired. Roll a comtech, whoever wants to try to kind of like hack through this and get it open. More successes means the quicker you do it.
Do you want me to try and give that a go, or I'm not sure if that's
I'm holding the flamethrower, so
okay?
I
I'll
don't
do
think
some.
you can hold the flamethrower with one hand.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah,
And I can't push.
You can't get in. It's like whatever they did.
I keep trying, like, I've got a certain method that I do it, but I'm used to using both hands. So it's kind of the whole thing, like your whole rhythm gets torn off when you're just like.
So we're gonna have to switch then? You're gonna have to have a flamethrower?
Okay.
Alright.
I'll like prop my hand in something and put the tip of the flamethrower over my useless arm.
Okay. So, well, hang on.
Oh no.
As you take the flamethrower off,
Of course.
and you're setting it on the ground to switch, you see a figure emerge from the cave, carrying something over their shoulder. And they're walking up, and they see you suddenly. And they immediately pull out a gun and point it in your direction. We'll do this really fast, because I do want to get to something. We got to get out of here pretty soon. But let's just do this really fast, because I think this won't take very long.
Oh no.
You're just gonna shoot us both in the head. This won't take very
It's a
long at all.
4 for Chet.
quick.
It's 8, and I'm just going to use the swarm because I have it up. Chet, you do get to go first, but I'm going to say you don't have, like, the flamethrower is actually in between the two of you at this point. They've come out at just the perfect time.
Okay.
You have a
Can I just
choice to use your action to get the flamethrower if you want.
Or shoot the tank of the flamethrower. That's right next to you.
Not near the
Sue yourselves up.
ship.
Or just use the pistol instead. That's probably a lot easier to just use the pistol,
Okay.
I would think.
So as you reach down to get your pistol, the rest of the flamethrower falls to the ground. So now it's on the ground. Chet, go. If you're rolling attack, go ahead.
Okay, this is a good idea.
We're shooting?
Well, they pulled out a gun and they're pointing it right at you.
Well, sure, but we can do the same thing without shooting the gun. There's pointing and then there's shooting.
Okay, so it looks like the Magnum starts at 2.
Yeah. So that's 3 total, I think. Okay. All right. So you fire, and you can see it catches them right in the shoulder, and it gets right into their suit. But that's when you notice they don't have a helmet on. Their face is sort of, their head is malshapen, kind of off to the side a bit. Like you can see almost like it's bulging off to the side. And you just shot them in the shoulder, and they go, and they turn back around to you with their helmet off. And I believe that they're next. And they will go ahead, and I will fire back.
Oh,
Please shoot at me. Please shoot at me. Hey.
I kind of
Hey.
want to fire at.
contact.
Hey, asshole. It's me. Look at my gun. I shot you.
He looks at you. He looks at Jaws. He looks at the flamethrower's gas tank
Oh no.
that's sitting right between the two of you.
No.
I love it. I'm so happy.
And he takes a shot.
Damn it.
3 successes.
Ooh.
I'm going to say the flamethrower tank explodes. So what's the rating of the flamethrower?
2, I
Fire
think.
intensity?
2. Yeah, the fire intensity. Thank you.
Is
Yeah,
there
I
a
don't
chance to
actually
try
have
and dodge to lessen how on fire?
What I was gonna like half it because you're not actually. I'm just gonna cut it in
Mm.
half, whatever the intensity is, and add that.
Intensity is 9.
All right, so I'll roll 5d6.
Oh, that's right. It's 2 damage, 9 intensity.
Okay. So 2 points of damage to 2 of you, as like the explosion isn't as amazing as he probably wants it to be. And I'll say, since he wasn't specifically firing at you, Chet, he was actually just firing at the object. I'm going to say we'll wave the dodge, and both of you can just take 2 points of damage as it explodes on both of you.
All right.
And then Jaws, it is your turn. And then I think they take 1 point on their next turn, right? And then it like goes down after that.
Yeah, it degrades each
Right.
turn.
Mm.
Okay.
that much health to play with.
That's a shame. Jaws, what do you want to do?
I guess we're shooting.
Okay.
I'm not going to be shooting, but
Go for it.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh my.
Oh, shit.
And
Okay.
that's how you do that.
All right.
Okay.
Let me roll the down to 3. Okay, I'll block one of that damage. But that's what? How much damage is that? 3 total?
It's 3.
All right, he's actually still up then.
Oh.
Thanks for the bits.
He's got 1. Yeah, you shoot him this time. You get him again, like right square in the chest, and kind of his head just sort of turns back up at this point. That sort of strange bulbous head. When he turned it off to the side, you can tell just from the profile that it just looks malshapen.
Can I move away from
Of course, yeah, you
the
get it. Yeah, you can
fire
move.
Also.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Top of the round, Chet, go ahead and take another point of damage from the fire as you continue to burn from it, but this will be the last round, and then do your action.
Okay. Well, that gets me to a point that I need to roll on my synthetic table again.
Go for it.
I already took some damage earlier. Let's see what I get.
You lose your next slow action.
Okay. So I'm not moving anywhere.
As you're basically where our kidneys would be. Jaws, as you're running away, you see just it explodes, and there's just a giant deluge of milk coming out the back of Chet's body.
I'll
It's
help with
okay,
the fire.
Joss. I'll cover you. You just run along. Everything's fine.
Okay.
Everything's fine. I got this.
Is that how you stop yourself from being on fire?
Yep, that was totally intentional. Please run away now while I cover you.
So those of you in the Jeep, you get to the top of the ridge, and you hear an explosion, and then you hear the sounds of gunfire. You look down, right off the ridge as you're driving past, and you can see that there's Chet, like stuck. There's flames around him on the ground. Jaws is running and hiding behind a rock nearby, and there's a dude who's just almost limply pointing a gun at Chet and firing.
Yeah, because slow action is what it takes to fire back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he misses. I think it's just he's all and just can't
You
quite seem to
suck!
hit.
Is it possible to like go full force and try and run over this dude?
You guys are 100 feet up on a ridge.
Oh yeah. Okay. No, never mind.
So you're
But
looking
yes.
A
down.
little bit. Yeah, it'll take a little bit.
Yes.
Jaws, do you want to go? It's your turn. You don't have to. You can choose not to. Take a point of damage as the flames kind of still like. Yeah.
I'm down to 1 health.
You should get away from here.
I'm just gonna stay behind this rock.
Are you doing anything? Are you returning fire or anything like that?
Does the guy look like he's injured?
I mean, you're 100% certain you shot him twice. Chet shot him once, you shot him once, but he still seems to be standing.
I need to shoot him again. Chet doesn't look good either.
Okay, go ahead, roll. Even if I rolled all good on the damage, that's going to still be enough to kill him. Go ahead and roll your stress.
Okay.
More
I see
panic.
cover.
Okay.
Not bad.
which makes sense.
Which is
Yeah.
exactly what I was doing anyway.
Okay. But as you aim and fire, you shoot, and this bullet goes right at his head, and like a melon just explodes in the most violent visceral reaction you can see, and he just stands there for a bit. And then he collapses to the ground. And we'll go ahead and end there, I think. And right on that, and I think that's a good moment. And go from there. Okie dokie.
That's how you.
I love splitting the party. Makes me feel
Good
so
things
warm.
always happen, right?
That was
Oh my
good.
gosh.
So great.
We've made nothing but good decisions in this session.
Nothing but good to say.
I think you guys are playing just the whole alien universe professionals just beautifully.
Yeah,
Because
right?
no one in the alien universe is good at their jobs. So it's perfect. You always make bad decisions. Right on. Let's do those questions. Let's see if anything pops up for folks. So let's see. Participate in the session. Yes. Everyone take one for that. Risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda. Everyone's got your little personal agendas by now. So if you think you did, go ahead and take it. I take your word for it. Did you risk your life for your buddy PC? Anybody? I don't think so. Did you challenge or stand up to your rival PC?
I made my rival stress out.
Rook, who's your rival?
It's Hobart. We both stood up to each other.
Yeah, I think so too. I think like the two of you should probably.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm his rival.
Yeah, your passive aggressiveness.
Wait, no,
was
no. My rival is actually, it's not Hobart.
Oh, really?
It's
Me, isn't it?
right. We're
Buckland.
friendly rivals.
Oh,
And no, I
okay.
didn't. I don't think I really stood up to him.
Yeah, we had
Buckland-
friendly conversation.
Yeah, I
we
don't think so.
Yeah.
debated things, but we didn't
No, we're not
confront
standing
each
up.
other over
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Right.
But you can always change that for the next session if you want. You can switch it over. It's up to you.
Yeah, it probably move in that direction.
Panic roll. Everybody take a panic roll. Go ahead and take an XP. Overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means. The three people doing the in the cargo bay
Diving?
for sure.
Shot an alien-ish
Mhm.
being in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rook and Buckland. Were
We
you in
didn't
a dangerous zone?
overcome-
We were pretty safe, I
Yeah.
got spooked a little bit, but
Do you get
No, I
XP for
don't.
soiling your pants?
Significant discovery or revelation. You want to make a case for that?
yeah, the other crew is alive. They have our ship on planet, which we thought they would be leaving planet and heading to the ship in orbit. And they're infected, but still maintain intelligence.
I think at the very least, everyone should get it for the drop ship.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of what you said is accurate. Some of it, maybe not.
Some of which, okay.
But definitely that your ship is still intact, like your drop ship's still intact and it's right here. For sure. Take that. Absolutely. And then you did some stuff, Buckland, when you found like the person who got attacked and killed. Like there was like a murder at some point, and there's a few other things. Yeah. Extraordinary action, Chet. You definitely get it for driving the Jeep up the ramp. I think for sure.
Yep.
Definitely. I think the guy who attacked you should get it for shooting the flamethrower. I thought that was pretty fantastic.
That was awesome.
So he gets an XP. Anybody else want to make a case for an extraordinary action? No? Okay. All right. And now you guys haven't earned any money yet. So there you go. There's your XP. Spend it as you will. Let's do some closing plugs. One at a time. Jeremy, what do you got going?
Well, Matt, Ken, and I, Pludcast, PLEWD, Anchor, and the YouTubes. It's fun stuff.
Perfect. Drop the link right there in chat for it to Anchor, but you can get it a bunch of different places. Who's next? I'm completely blind. Adam, there we go.
Yeah, if you want to go to gruimperialist.com, keep an eye on that website. There should be more news and information coming out within the next couple of months or so.
Didn't you just have a product drop today or something?
Entreat the Darkness, a product that we had released. It's a tabletop safety tool. It's now available for print on demand if you'd like to have a physical copy. in addition to the digital one that's been out there. It's sold at cost. So, all you have to do is pay for the price of printing it and the shipping. We're not making any money off of it. So we just want people to have options.
Awesome. Very nice. Jen?
Oh, hey, everybody. Tomorrow night we'll be playing Vermintide 2 on my channel, Pixel Prowler. And then on Saturday, some of us will be over on the Free League channel for some Forbidden Lands.
And speaking of Free League channel, Matt, what's going on?
Tomorrow night, we are doing a actual play of the Runes of Cimberoom 5e, which is currently on Kickstarter. So you can catch that tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And Chuck and I are both going to be players in that. And we have our guest GM, Evan, coming on and running it for us.
Very nice.
Starts at 9 Central.
9 Central.
Okay, sweet. Chuck?
Oh, snap. Defenders of Cobalt this Wednesday, 9 p.m. Central. We're going to be doing our Rime of the Frost Maiden, kind of, sort of, using Weird Frontiers. And then Friday, 9 p.m. on Defenders, we're doing basic fantasy role-playing game. And like Jen mentioned, Free League Publishing this Saturday, 1 p.m. Central, for some Forbidden Lands. And then Sunday, Steam, Steel, and Murder. Jeff, myself, ran by Bert for some Shadowrun.
Awesome. As for Melissa and myself, Friday, 8 Central, back here on this channel, we're continuing our Delta Green game, where I think we're getting ready to close the first chapter of a 4-part Impossible Landscapes campaign, so that's really exciting. Next Monday, we'll be over on the Free League Publishing channel, playing Things from the Flood. And soon, I think it's May 1st, I think that's what I said. Soon, we're starting a Worlds Without Number game, kind of Saturday afternoons, kind of little casual Worlds Without Number hex crawl game. That's it for us. Thank you for all you who hung out. Thanks for those of you who threw us bits. Thanks for the raid from TT2KB. And thanks to the players just for making that awesome. Like, that was a really fun session. Thanks for the I do declare stuff. Thanks for poking around with dead bodies and shit in your pants, Chuck. Like, thanks for your passive aggressiveness, Adam. Thanks for losing your arm and always poking at things, Chet. Jen, thanks for opening up a door so that Chet could do the ramp thing. And Melissa, just thanks for being here, because this was a good night and I enjoyed it. So we'll see you next time. Good night, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and raid Diesel Shot as they're doing something. And we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.